So all you ladies out there, I'm doing this by myself. I'm ice skating. One of those days where it's like, oh my gosh, I just got to get out and do something. And I really like to ice skate. So that's what I'm doing. And there's a lot of people around. Some good, some not so good. I'm moderate. Could I still fall? Totally possible. Should I be live streaming while I'm doing this? Probably not. But what's so interesting, out here ice skating, having a great time, you know, you gotta get out of the house and do stuff, people. Can't always have a guy with you. Sometimes your girlfriends can't always be with you. And let's be honest, sometimes you just want to do stuff by yourself. So I'm ice skating by myself, but with you. And my mom, because that's who's watching. Anyways, so then I got this guy over here street preaching as well. That's really interesting. But anyways, just having a good time in Philadelphia. And there's this guy over here street preaching behind me. And it's just gorgeous. It's really cold out. I'm not really at the point yet where I'm like mad with the cold weather. Really enjoying it. And the ice skating rink just opened yesterday. So I spotted it. And then this right here. This is like City Hall or something like that. And then there's this big statue of William Penn at the top. We gotta be careful about it. This is like driving, you know? It's not so much I'm worried about me, I'm worried about the people around me. This guy just hit the wall. When all else fails, grab onto the wall, right? Anyways, so yeah, so look how pretty this building is. And then that's William Penn at the top. Didn't know any of this history. Apparently William Penn's like a really big deal. This king gave him all this land. Oh, see, we got one that just fell in front of me. King gave him all this land, and then in the New World, and he dedicated this whole thing to like the Lord and part of the Quaker movement. Really interesting. It's like drunk history with Mercedes, except I'm not drunk. I'm just really bad at history. So yeah, so it was great. You know, they had this big prayer revival thing. I've been sharing some of those clips from it, and you know, it's just an awesome time with the Lord of just prayer and interceding for our nation. So it was awesome. Anyways, here I am, ice skating. We gotta keep an eye out for the people around us. And it's just a gorgeous, see me almost went. It was just a gorgeous time. Beautiful worship all day today, called a Solemn Assembly. A lot of people were repenting for the sins of the nation. And then also just the drunk history on ice, exactly. And then a lot of people just praying for God's will to be happening in the earth. It was really powerful. I felt like last night God was telling me that that it was weird. We were like praying for Philadelphia, praying for our nation. And it was so strange as we're praying. Like I felt like God was saying your prayers are agreeing with the ground. Like the ground is crying out. And it was such a strange thing to say. But then it made me think about, you know, because it was a smaller group, but it made me think about just the solemn assembly, even though it might be a limited number of people. All the prayers of the patriots and the saints and the men and women, Quakers, Presbyterians, you know, Anglicans that have come before us, that have prayed over this same land. That it's like the land's agreeing, and it made me think too, like it's like in heaven, like we have this great cloud of witnesses above us, and it's like they're crying out to the Lord, and they're looking down at Philadelphia, and they're watching what's being done here, and they're saying, Lord, what about Philadelphia? What about the things that you spoke, that you promised about Philadelphia? Like saints that have gone on to be with the Lord in heaven, that haven't seen a finished and a fulfilled work, that they're there. And they're saying that to the Lord, and they're pointing down to the Lord and saying, Lord, what about Philadelphia? And I think it's out of that God really called a group of people here this weekend to really redig the well that's here. Like it made me think of like a well that's covered over, that, you know, it's like you cover it and then there's like land, like soil and rocks and stuff that get in there. And it just felt like this weekend, like we were redigging that well. And so I think something really in the spirit's going to shift. I pray things in the natural are going to begin to shift. So it was just really powerful. And so yeah, so that was this weekend. And now I'm ice skating because I really wanted to ice skate, even if I'm doing it by myself. So all you single ladies out there, not that I'm single, but I'm pretty independent. And you got to do fun stuff. You know, you got to do stuff you want to do. Sometimes You don't want to do stuff with girlfriends. You just want to be by yourself. Sometimes grab some girlfriends and do something fun. If you don't got a man, that's okay. If you get your man to go with you, even better. But right now, I'm enjoying ice skating around the rink, avoiding head-on collisions here with other people. But I'll share it with you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.